dreams in our hands, better days ahead and bigger plans, opportunity.
Hi everybody, this is Kristen with Kristen Wynn Photography, and today we're going to be talking about our first place win for the 2016 Shoot and Share contest in the category of cake, details, and flowers. So first I want to say thank you so much everybody for voting. I really appreciate that. And today I'm going to talk about 4 elements that made this image. So first I'm going to talk about the credit, giving credit where it is due. I want to thank my assistant Allison because she is the one who lights the image. My editor Amy, who's awesome. Michelle and Alden, who are our wedding couple for that particular cake image. And then I also want to thank Susan Stripling. She is the one who gave me the idea for this technique. I did not come up with this technique on my own. It's all Susan Stripling's. And lastly, we tried to find out the name of the person who baked the wedding cake to give them credit. But it turns out it was actually from the grocery store. So it was one of the staff members at the grocery store. So that's just showing that the cake doesn't have to be extremely expensive. It doesn't have to be a specialty item in order to make the best possible image of it. So basically the way that the image was created is just your standard, normal, what I call shoot-through technique. You've probably used this outside before where you place leaves or something in the frame here, the couple's in the background. It can hide elements that you don't want to show and just add a little bit more depth and texture to the image. So the second element that I want to talk about today is space. So you can do this image if the cake is in the corner, but it's not as good because you can't get that out of focus area behind the cake. So that's one thing. The second thing is that the cake being in the corner just isn't as good, in my opinion, for the guests because they can't see it either when we all crowd around and the couple's backs are to the audience. So I like the cake to be in the middle of the room, and one way that we encourage that is educating our brides. I'm going to show you that we give out this bride's guide. It talks about some of the things they can do to create the best possible wedding images. And we want to keep the cake away from the corners, and we want to keep the cake away from exit signs, fire extinguishers, that glass thing that's in the wall with the coiled up hose that puts out fires. So if they can, put the cake in the middle of the room. That's something that we educate them. The third thing I want to talk about today is time. So time on a wedding day is really short, and if we have time to do the reception details, that's wonderful. I encourage my couples to give us that time. Doesn't always happen, but we like to talk about that in the book, is having adequate time to do the reception space. So I actually was surprised to win for this category because I would say out of the entire wedding day, the reception space is usually where I have the least amount of time. I maybe have 5 minutes to shoot the whole room. So this technique is going to be quick and easy, and it's going to use the IceLight. So that brings us to our fourth element that I'm going to talk about today, which is lighting and equipment. So like I said, it's going to use the IceLight because it's fast. So if you don't have an IceLight, it looks like this. It looks like this when you turn it on. Let's see here. There we go. Woo! So that's the IceLight that we use to light the image. Your assistant just holds it to light the cake from an angle. You can use other techniques, like you could use a grid on a flash that's on a stand, for example. But if you're already doing like a grid on a flash to illuminate the cake from a distance and you're doing this all by yourself, you were probably too advanced to be watching this video, so you've got it down, you don't need me. But I like the IceLight because it's fast and your assistant can see exactly where the light needs to go or needs to be to bring out the texture and detail of the cake. So just have your assistant light up the cake from a distance. They can stand as far back. Then I like to use, I shoot long throughout the entire day, so I like to use the 70 to 200. I get low on the table. I go as close to 200 as I can. This particular image was done at 160 millimeters. Usually 2.8, between 2.8 and 4 for your aperture. So zoom in as close as you can, and then the key to getting the out of focus shimmering areas in the front is really easy. It's something that is at a lot of weddings. I'll crouch down next to one of the guest tables and shoot through that way. And you can use just easy, you can use candles And I know sometimes the reception doesn't have the candles lit, so you can be like us, you can bring some matches or a lighter to light the candles. Just put them in front of here, right here, and then shoot through them. Also around there, I'll stack several water glasses, and then to even further make it more shimmery, I'll add some champagne glasses. So I'll stack those all right here. I'll shoot through right to the cake. That's pretty much all there is to it. So thank you so much for voting. And thank you for watching the video, and I hope this helps you out if you haven't used this technique before.